Some of you may already know, but I'm really big into open world survival games. You know, the kind where you can build and craft and go out and survive in the harsh world. The thing is though, most games, most survival games specifically, they either lean towards building and crafting or harsh survival, and it's never usually both at the same time. Which I get, it's really tough to balance that. Now the dev for this indie title, Sandasuperfluousgame, they kind of sought out to make a survival game that does balance those two aspects out. They wanted to have the joy of base building and the stress of trying to survive in kind of an equilibrium. Or at least that's what they intended when they first got on the journey of making this game. Now as a result, this game plays a bit like two different games. Specifically, there's this homestead building portion which feels a bit like Ranch Simulator, and the other half is when you're outside of your homestead, when you're out exploring and doing quests and all that. That part is directly inspired by the classic Fallout 1 and 2 games. Not so much the turn-based part, but definitely in terms of story and humor. The story itself is that Earth has become this desolate wasteland after a ship designed to prevent a catastrophic disaster crash lands on the Earth and causes said disaster anyway. Now it's been 1,000 years since that happened, but the world is still as barren as ever. The game starts out with you heading towards a homestead, like looking for food or shelter or whatever, only for something to crash land on it. Like, it kills whoever was in there. And it turns out that the thing that landed on the place is this computer from space whose aim is to restore the planet. Of course, it does this by using people as its slaves. Which is us, by the way. We're the slaves. Everything in the game kind of takes this tongue-in-cheek satirical tone. For example, there's an orphanage not far from your homestead where the person in charge of it uses children as laborers to make money. Also, these kids are functionally immortal and invulnerable, which is a dig on the modern Fallout games because, well, Bethesda won't allow that. You could do it in the originals, at least not in Europe though, but everywhere else you could actually kill children. You would get some severe penalties for doing that. Anyway, let's take a look at the gameplay. So here's my base. I have about 8 hours put into it. It started out as just this little house here in the center, but we've grown it into, you know, like a little field over here with a bunch of trees. We've got our crops with fertilizer machines. We've got power running through it. We've got water collectors. Here's our little storage shed, which is actually full, and I've started to pile stuff up outside. Here's our animals. We've got a bunch of chickens and some llamas. I need to expand this out and add some cows. Here are our buying and selling booths, which is actually an important part of the game. So here, if you look on the left side, this is our stuff, basically. You know, we've got 366 wood, 235 dirt, a bunch of veggies, meat, so on and so forth. And in order to buy certain things like this tech, or this mech, or the oil even, actually we can make something to build oil, but still, to get a lot of these things, such as plastic, we have to buy them. And to get money, we gotta sell things. Usually, I'm pretty stocked up on food thanks to this very rich farm. So I'm constantly ending up selling a bunch of food and a bunch of seeds, because that we have a pretty big surplus of them most of the time. Now here's our storage shed, which is filled with a bunch of crates and barrels and stuff. And here's my personal abode. Alright, and so for example, here's the mirror, where we can change hairstyle. We've got a hat, nice, bald. Let's go with a ponytail. Actually no, here we go, got a beard. This is good. We've also got this dresser where we can change clothes. It just kind of randomly goes through them. That looks good. Low cut V shirt. We can store one piece of gear here. And, you know, a bunch of decor. Not really important. We've also got this doghouse here. Actually, we've got this dog, Ghost, who you get right at the beginning. You can pet him. And we've got our power over here. We've got, you know, this wood burner just kind of burning wood. And storing all the energy in these batteries, which then transmits through this transformer down these power lines. And it kind of goes in one direction, as you can see. Like, the electricity actually moves in one direction. Alright, to show off building, let's actually expand our ranch here. So we hit B to open up the building menu. We hit Q and E to switch to different tabs, and then scroll wheel to select which thing to actually build. So let's go over to the ranching tab. We need to make some fences. We'll leave that open. We'll just kind of plop all this stuff down. We need some gates. We need a trough, and let's make a couple cows. Ooh, we need food. We've got some food stacked up, so let's deconstruct this. That should get us 50, and another 50, and now we can put another cow down. Boink. And then to make sure that we always have 2 cows, we have to go up here to the ranching quota. Let's open the menu, and I wonder if I can get this down to 2. There we go, 2 cows. Let's get 1 bull too. Which I don't know how to get a bull. Here, let's go talk to the computer. The computer is where we do upgrades. You know, for example, here we've unlocked all the weapons, a bunch of tools, a bunch of armor. We didn't get all the armor yet, but that's okay. We don't really need the armor quite yet. Here's all the construction stuff: building, furniture, decoration, and storage. Let's go look at wilderness, at animals. We bought the cow, but there's no option for bulls, so I'm not sure how to get a bull. Farming, we've got all that. Mounts, our llama's up to level 2. We may as well just max it out. All we have to do is just click it, and it goes. We've got so much experience, so we may as well just max it out now. And hey, let's get llama breeding, because why not? Electronics, we're still kind of burgeoning on the electronics part, although we should get on it. We can make cars here for some reason, I guess, but you know, we don't have oil yet, so it doesn't matter. For followers, we've got all the jobs already, so we don't have to do anything about that. But this is where you unlock things like the farmer and the rancher, the operator, researcher, and so on. To manage our actual farm, we come here to the camp job board, where, as you can see, we've got right now 5 guys helping us out, and each of them have their own little job here. We've got farmer, a rancher, a custodian who basically cleans the area, a lumberjack who takes care of our trees, a water manager who just basically goes out and gets water. We've got these 2 wells which she takes care of. You know, we can select which job they're doing by, you know, selecting the person and then just scrolling through what we need. Like if we need a guard, for example, which we don't. If we want everyone to be farmers, we certainly can, although that's not necessary. We probably do need one more farmer though. And here's our workbenches. You know, we make equipment here. We scroll through which ones we want: spike jacket, bandolier, sunglasses, and so on. Here we make weapons: a wooden bat, a pipe, a slug pistol, which, by the way, we picked up a slug pistol and it added the schematic to make it, even though it's not actually available here in the computer. So if you look at your weapons, there's no slug pistol, although we can make a slug pistol in the bench. And then here in the tools, you know, we can make this first aid kit, which requires 5 plastic, which is kind of expensive, to be perfectly honest. But it heals everyone in the squad, which, we should actually probably switch to that. Let's make that. So we hit R to make it, and then we can just pick it up here. Then let's move this over here. This is our food, which restores health. Now, since we need more plastic, we're actually down to 0. And we are almost maximum food, so we may as well sell a bunch of food. Let's get our food down to 200. Our seeds can also go down to about 200. We're just trying to share up a little bit of cash so we can buy some of these. Let's buy 5, 10, 20 plastic. Let's also get another 5 of these electronics because we're going to need it. Now, as you probably saw, there were merchants here who came in and physically bought the stuff that we were selling and physically sold us the things that we were wanting to buy until, you know, it hit zeros, which is really cool. I like this whole aspect of visitation, which, actually, speaking of which, we need to make a pathway. Let's make some more stone paths. It just looks nicer. So let's scroll over to this. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Raid is coming in 16 seconds. So yes, there are raids. Sometimes it's just random raiders. Sometimes it's critters, like roaches and stuff like that. It does happen from time to time, you just have to take care of it. I do have a person, there he is. A person who's following us. He was stuck out there somewhere. Coming from the west, so let's go take care of him. Oh, this time it was roaches. A lot of meat. But yeah, we turn roaches into meat. As you can see, we got 366 meats. Which, you know what? I just realized we need to fix this. Oh, and to remove things, we just have to right-click. Super easy. And just did that because I want to add another row of buying and selling stuff. And then to set them, we just kind of scroll through here. Here it says R for next product or F for previous product. We'll move this one to the plants, to veggies, and then we'll move this one to seeds. This one, let's make electronics. This one can be mechanics, and this can be plastic. Those are pretty much the goods I usually buy and sell, so having this here makes things a lot easier. Also, it's kind of dark now, so we may as well go sleep, although let's see if there's anything that needs our attention. I think we're pretty good. Oh wait, let's check and see if we can make llamas. Nope. Llamas are interesting because they're mounts, and we, like if you have a posse, you can ride up on a bunch of llamas. It's really funny to see. What we should do is expand our warehouse. Let's turn this row into metal boxes. Each of these wood ones give us 20 storage, while the metal ones give us 60, so that's always good. They just hold so much more space than the wooden crates that it makes sense to swap them over. Although that means we're getting low on metal, so we should go find some metal to farm up. Oh no, it's already sunrise, we can't sleep. Damn it. We can also do our quests, which are listed up here in the top right. We can hide it, or we just kind of go through them. See mission 3 of 7, mission 4 of 7. We just kind of scroll through them if we want. So the quests are pretty interesting. A lot of it is story-based. And like I said, it's very tongue-in-cheek. Like sometimes they'll be like, that sounds like a fetch quest. I'm not into fetch quests. Like that's the kind of tone some of these quests are. So for example, if we want to deliver this metal, we, let's see. We've got stone, metal stack. So we've got a metal stack in our inventory already. Let's go deliver it to the Mason and Anchorage. To go out to the map, we just hit the edge, and it opens up this overworld, which if you've ever played the classic Fallouts, the Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, this will look very familiar to you. Oh, we should have taken llamas. That was dumb of me. So to get the stuff out of these stacks, so you can basically build stacks like this stack of metals to make carrying them easier, and then we just pick them, or we deconstruct them if we want the actual metal inside. Boink. We talked to this guy to get this quest, but we turn in the quest here at these turn-in boxes, and we have to hit it one at a time, unfortunately. Oh boy. So clicking 50 times. Completed. You brought me my medal. Yes, good job. Let me tell you a story about how my life turned upside down. Okay. Fresh Prince joke there. Looked at my kingdom. I was finally there. Where was I? Finally where? Bel Air? Did you get your throne? I'm sorry, I forgot. Was I telling a story? I don't even know. Anyway, you brought my medal. Thank you. I'll open my store soon. Here's a little extra. I carved off the mayor's neck statue, a shirtless Pete riding a llama. Awesome. A masterpiece in the making for sure. So we move on. We deliver veggies to Chops the butcher. The butcher's over here. Oh, we can also hold shift and then E to drop off 10 at a time, which makes things a little bit easier. Hey, nice guy, you brought me the veggies, I see. Yep. Oh, my babies will get fat again thanks to you. By the way, he calls his chickens here his babies, and he considers them his children, even though he butchers them and sells them. It's again, this level of dark humor is really, really good, in my opinion. I enjoy this kind of humor. Fat babies are the cutest, aren't they? And the tastiest. Har har har, yes. I'll open the store back up soon. You'll come back and buy many cluck clucks. Yes. Oh wait, stay here while I chop up some of my babies for you. Good. Yummy yummy in my tummy. Use one strange guy, Isa likes you. Thanks for the meat. Holy crap, 150 meat. Okay, so what's next? So this raider mission was actually given by the mayor here, who is actually kind of a jerk. Like, he spends all the money on himself, basically. He's an egotist. He holds quote-unquote elections, even though it's not really elections. Forced himself to be mayor this entire time, even though no one actually wants him to be mayor. Hopefully we get the chance to get him out of office so that these people can live their own lives. Man, it is really dirty in there. As you can see, the wind is strong enough that it's actually pushing us. Alright, so let's build a windmill. We're gonna need more power. Let's put it here. It should be close enough to this transformer so that it continues to send energy. Ooh, we're at maximum food yet again. Dang it. Also sells a bunch of meat, because we don't need that much. We're literally just drowning in food. We need to go get some more metal. I wonder if we sleep if we stop the raid from happening. Let's try it. Sleep. Nope. Raid still happens. Alright, that's fine. Oh boy, that's a lot of juice. Use the gun. Whoa. So as you can see, the ranged weapon, you have to go pick up the ammunition. Like, if you see here, it's got 6 bullets, but the bullets are renewable. Let's fire it. Boink. So we went down to 4 bullets, or 5 bullets. We just have to pick this up to get our 6th back. I don't know if all of the ranged weapons are like that. So far it seems that way. The bow is like this as well. We ride! We got our llamas. Let's go up to Anchorage. Traveling so much faster in a llama. I imagine that once we get cars, it's going to be even faster. Betsy the Clothier. You got him, thank you. Yep. Good, now I can get back to making a profit. Maybe when I get enough scrap together, we can talk about that other business. Which, by the way, her other business was to kill the mayor. To assassinate him, sorry. And players like, okay, okay by me. Thanks again, here's a little extra reward for you. Which is 150 cloth. Very nice, thank you. I might be selling that. Because I don't need that much cloth. Alright, let's grab our llamas and then head south. So most of the rest of this is procedurally generated. So if we just randomly go here, it's going to be different, and explore, it's going to be different from if we go over here, or even later in the day. It's just going to be just different all the time. So here, there's some skeletons. We're going to get aggroed in a second. When there's something like this, usually something, yeah, see, like they popped out of the ground. Dang skellies. So combat is relatively simple, as you see. For the most part, the most effective thing to do is just block depending on where they're coming from, and allow your guard to take the damage instead of you. I've died quite a few times because I haven't blocked. Ooh, metal. Let's break out the pickaxe. But yeah, I've died a few times because I didn't quite block in time, or like it wore out and they just absolutely annihilated me. Also, there's no actual survival mechanic at play here. At least I haven't seen, because I'm not starving or anything like that. I haven't died from weather or from starvation or from thirst. I feel like the survival part was eschewed by the developer early on. Even though that they wanted this to be kind of a balance between survival and building, the survival part just hasn't kind of been fleshed out, which is fine, I guess. I guess it was too difficult to balance it out too much, even though the game still does play in two different ways. Let's scoop up this dirt, grab these boulders. I mean, this is a survival game, so scavenging everything is in your best interest. It's sunset. We need to get out of here. Come here, dude. Get on your llama. Get on your llama. What are you doing? Man, I don't know why it's so tough for that guy to get on his freaking llama. I just wanted you to have your own llama, you know? We can't be a posse if you don't have a llama. Okay, let's head back home. For it is dark. Why is this so dirty still? Why isn't that guy doing anything? And this chicken is not supposed to be up there. Oh, so if we've got extra equipment like this bow, which is actually a rare bow, let's actually keep that. The spear doesn't need to be... We don't need this because we already have a rare spear, or uncommon spear. So all we need to do is recycle that and it turns it into wood. We have so much food. We need to sell meat. No, we're good. Let's actually bring that down to 300. Okay, we're good now. We didn't get as much metal as I wanted, but that's okay. For right now, let's go in here. Let us sleep. Sleep, sorry. And even the broom I don't use very often now either. Let's swap that out with a wrench. This is for fixing stuff. So, if, like for example, this axe here. This axe is durability is at 3.5 out of 10. So let's we drop this, and then to fix it, we scroll over to the wrench and hit it with our wrench. No, Win, stop it, Win. And that takes durability away from the wrench in order to put it into whatever we're repairing, which is fine, I guess. Although wrenches are expensive. Yeah, the wrench takes 20 metal, 5 plastic, 5 leather. It's not too bad, I guess, except for the metal. We could just buy metal, I suppose. That should make things easier, especially since we got 4.5 grand, or 4 grand. But I'm a cheapskate, and metal is out there for free. Here's the quote-unquote playground. Like I was saying earlier, the person who owns the orphanage uses this to make the children work. It's the best way to put it. You know, she said something along the lines of, hitting rocks is fun too. It's like playing, it's because up here there's this quarry where she makes the children quote-unquote play and gather rocks for her. The jungle gym was just a bunch of metal shards that you can farm. Dude, where's your... Oh no, the llama's out there. Let's use the crook. Come here, dude. So having this crook here with us allows animals to come to us. Thankfully it's coming towards us, otherwise we would have been stuck. Oh, the Arts and Crafts Center. This is the playground, not the Arts and Crafts Center. The Arts and Crafts Center must be here? There is a house there, but I don't think that's the Arts and Crafts Center. Oh, it must be this. Yeah, there's the Arts and Crafts. Okay, I get it now. So this place is filled with skeletons and needs, electricity. So like here it's all broken. Okay. Oh, skeletons. Skeletons! Ow. Wink. Wood for generator only. Sure. Ooh, is that oil? Metal beams, yes, yes. More metal, more metals! What is this? Is this like a freaking sweatshop? It looks like a sweatshop, doesn't it? Weapon workbench. Yeah, this is definitely a sweatshop. So the arts and crafts center for orphans is a sweatshop. This is amazing. So how do we fix the power here? Oh, this isn't attached. I get it. So we have to essentially attach the transformer to the main power lines. And we do that by hitting this Q attach and then stretching it over. There we go. But the power's still not there because... what? Let's see, because it's not attached to this. Okay. Attach this guy over here. And we should probably add the wood that we found earlier. Turn that on. Now I got power. Nice. Okay, this should be everything. Oh, except for this. Let's turn this on. And go kill these skeletons. Alright, dude. Grab all this stuff. All this stuff is ours now. I think we pretty much did that. So we return to Ellie for your reward. Find her at Ellie's orphanage. Oh, you know what? We didn't go through everything here. Let's make sure we can... So all these things we can actually chop to pieces. And they sometimes have stuff in them. You know, this is all for us to pillage anyway, so we may as well grab it over here. Was hoping for more metal, but that's okay. There is a lot of wood debris. We may as well grab all this stuff. I'm sorry if this bugs you, but I'm compulsive in terms of picking up stuff, especially in survival games. I feel like, you know, if it's gonna be there, it's gonna be free, may as well, right? Where's our llama? Don't tell me you wandered off again. Really, dude? Leave you alone for a minute and you just wander off. Well, I think we lost the llama. Let's go back to Ellie. Let's talk to her. Did you clear out the arts and crafts center? Oh, you mean the weapons factory? We make toys like bats and pipes, and it's really just harmless fun. And a little profit. Look, the Church of the Programmer doesn't give us much to run this place. To be honest, they seem a little strapped for scrap, if you know what I mean. Look, I'm gonna go if that's alright. Wait, I have a gift for you. My scrap? No, well, yes, that. But also something else, something wonderful. It is already delivered to your camp. Go back and see. It's gonna be kids, isn't it? Yep, there are kids everywhere. Fuck. I mean, yay, children. Okay, since we lost a llama, we have to replace our llama. Let's go to ranching and then pop down another baby llama. Let's actually get 2 because we're probably going to lose more in the future. They cost 200 scrap and 20 food, which we are maxed out. We are pretty rich with a 3.4k scrap and so much upgrade. But we could actually just spend all our upgrade points right now. But for now, let's actually, what I want to do is add another battery. Let's add a medium battery right here. Oh, but it takes 20. It's fine. It's fine. And let's make some more metal crates. We should probably just make it all metal crates. We may as well. And if we ever need to, we can expand westward. Like we can tear down this wall. Actually, let's do that now. Let's do that now for the video. Let's go over to the building part. First thing I want to do is actually build the new wall. Then we can delete this, the old wall, and put down some new stone floors. There we go. Expansion done. That was easy. And we've got enemies attacking from the north, so let's go face them off. Oh, there's going to be 2 waves? Really? What's with the snakes? We got one more wave coming. Oh, they split. Get in the melee here. Oh, look at those. We got so many cows. There's so many cows now. Maybe we should stop having the bull do bull things. And let's... Oh, we're full on water. Let's actually keep that max because I don't really care that much about having max water. I think having max water is good. So, but yeah, this is Superfluous Game. It's been a lot of fun, I gotta be honest. I especially find the base building and ranching the most enjoyable aspect. Just the buying and selling and building up this little town, I guess, is the best way to put it. The overworld stuff is not as good as this part, as in my opinion. I feel like there should be a lot more survival elements, like the developer had intended from the beginning, where traveling would cost food and water. As it is, the water doesn't do anything, and the food, it just refills our health, which is, I guess it's okay, but that could be much better. I get though why he had to balance that out. Again, like most survival games have to balance out which part of the game is better than the other. It's just the way that they're made. If you go too far in both directions, you just kind of dilute both sides. So concentrating on the building aspect versus the survival aspect is important. Still, I would like to have seen this be more fleshed out on the survival portion. But still, it's still a very good game, and I still very much recommend it. Especially since this is an indie dev, and indie devs, in my opinion, are always going to be much superior to any AAA slop that you will come across. I have left a link to the Steam store page down in the description, as well as their itch.io page. The price is the same. Whichever shop you decide to buy from is up to you. Although I recommend the itch.io shop because probably the dev gets more money from those sales than through Steam. After all, Steam does take its 30% cut. Anyway, hope you all found this useful, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.